Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. Before we begin, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what we're about to uncover today will not be shown on mainstream media. Trust me, you're going to want to be the first to know when we drop the next one. Now, let's get into this. It was supposed to be a quiet week in Westminster. A few headline policies, the usual back and forth across the benches, and then home in time for tea. But the UK political landscape rarely stays calm for long, especially not when Keir Starmer's Labour government decides to deport 100 Indian rappers overnight, sending shockwaves through the UK's urban music scene and beyond. And guess who wasn't having any of it? Jeremy Clarkson. The former Top Gear host and national opinion firestarter didn't just slam Starmer, he obliterated him in a rant that has now gone viral across TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter X. Clarkson, a man known for his no-nonsense attitude and razor-sharp sarcasm, accused Starmer of gutting Britain's cultural soul with a pen stroke. And you know what? For once, it's not just Clarkson fans nodding in agreement. What did Starmer think would happen when he ordered the mass deportation of a group that had become such a vital part of the UK's underground music culture? From Southall to Shoreditch, Indian rap artists have been lighting up clubs, airwaves, and Spotify charts. They've collaborated with UK grime legends, sold out shows in Manchester, and built a cross-cultural movement that's become one of Britain's most exciting music exports. But Starmer's crackdown wasn't just about immigration, no, that would be too simple. His team claimed it was about national security concerns and visa violations. Yet, no concrete evidence was presented, and not a single name has been publicly linked to any wrongdoing. So why the blanket deportation? Clarkson didn't mince his words. In a column that's already being quoted across social media like scripture, Clarkson called Starmer's decision the most tone-deaf, culturally backward move since Gordon Brown tried to define Britishness with a cup of tea and the Queen's face on a coin. Ouch! He went on to say that Starmer has the charisma of a beige wall and the instincts of a 1950s school headmaster, accusing him of trying to score political points by bulldozing the very culture that makes modern Britain exciting. And he's not alone. The UK music scene is furious. Artists, producers, and fans have taken to social media in droves, calling Starmer out of touch and clueless about modern Britain. Even prominent Labour supporters are quietly distancing themselves from the decision, with one anonymous MP telling a reporter that the move reeks of desperation. But here's the kicker, and it's where Clarkson's fury reaches a boiling point. He argues this isn't just about music. It's about identity, youth, and the direction the UK is heading. For years, politicians have failed to understand the influence of multiculturalism on British music, fashion, language, even food. These Indian rappers weren't just guests. They were part of the new British identity. Deporting them doesn't just create a legal vacuum, it creates a cultural crater. Clarkson ended his takedown with a line so cutting it's already becoming a meme. Starmer wants to paint Britain grey again, but young Britain lives in full colour. And that's exactly what this is. A war between the colour and chaos of modern youth culture and the dusty, rigid politics of a man who still thinks the Beatles are cutting edge. Before we close this out, if you're loving this kind of deep dive content, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. We dig deeper than the headlines and give you the truth, raw and unfiltered. Now, where do we go from here? One thing's certain, Starmer's actions have lit a fire under a generation of young Brits who won't go quietly. Music is louder than ever, and as Clarkson so savagely reminded us, you can't deport rhythm, rhyme, or rebellion. Because the moment you try to silence a voice, especially 100 of them, the echo becomes deafening. Stay tuned. The next beat drops sooner than you think.